would like to share a time when I got assigned to a sea float in South Vietnam in 1969-70. Okay, and I flew down there out of Da Nang Harbor. I was assigned on the swift boat, and half of my swift boat was going home, and I was still here in the country. So they shifted me down to sea float, and when I shipped down to sea float, I was down there for maybe about a few hours, and another gentleman flew in, also on sea float, and we met and started talking that evening. He was 21 years old, and he had wedding rings in his pocket, and he was the same rate as I was, only I was one stripe higher. And so we hit it off very good. His name was Thomas Turford from Minnesota. Okay. Upon doing so, I was scheduled for patrol the next day, and he said to me, he says, can I take your patrol? Because he says, you have told me that you have a wife and you have 2 children, and I'm not married yet, but I have my wedding rings in my pocket, okay? So I hung hard and I agreed. And so he went on to patrol the next day, and I took his duty as a communication officer in communication shack on sea float, which is a barge that was designed for different type of insertion duties, okay? So less than 45 minutes later, on radio communications come down there, the boat was hit. It was hit pretty bad, and they didn't know who was hurt at that time and who wasn't, and so we finally got communications, and we got somebody grabbed the boat by and threw the rope, and so they could tow the boat back to the barge. Well, when they did, there was my friend was he had caught shrapnel because they got a B-40 round right through the pilot house door in the front of a swift boat, and went right straight to right under the window. And shrapnel come out and hit in his neck. Okay, and when it hit his neck, it went this way, not this way. Okay. Incidentally, I have that shrapnel to this day. I have that with me. It's the size of a $50. Okay. When the shrapnel went in here and I saw him, they brought me and put him on the stretcher. A good portion of his leg was missing, and the shrapnel was in his neck. And he wanted to say something to me. There was blood all over his leg. And he just wanted to say something to me because we had bonded. And he wanted to give me a thumbs up. He couldn't do it because of the shrapnel in his neck. I reached in the neck and I pulled that shrapnel out of his neck. Okay? Not thinking, that's the thing I wanted to do. I wanted to see him say something to me, and I pulled that out and he gave me a thumbs up. He couldn't talk because it was still. Okay, it gave me a thumbs up. The helicopter, we tied him on outside the helicopter. They flew him off, and for the next 5 months he was in various hospitals trying to get his leg repaired. They got that leg repaired. I didn't learn just later because when he left sea float, I never saw him for 40 years. Okay. I went to a swift boat meeting, and these guys helped me find him. And when I found him, he denied he was ever in Vietnam. It hurt him so bad. And so finally I went to his hometown in Minnesota and took him and his wife out to dinner. And well, it was so exciting. I was full excited right into him. And when he come back, when we got him, now I communicate with him, but he told me, If I didn't remove that shrapnel from his neck, he probably would have died right on the spot. He had 1/16 of an inch to go, and it would have went into his jugular vein. So I didn't know that till later. So I was thanking him, you know, basically he was a brother to me. I was so close. And he was telling me, thank you, because I also saved his life. And I didn't know that till after 40-some years. He has never came into one of these meetings because it hurts him so bad. I sent his name into the Swift boat, and they'd sewn around, and I paid all fees for him to be in a membership. And so he is like a brother I've never had. And his wife says, well, why did you switch places? Because that was a thing that I thought to do at the right time. All young military men get a chance to do that if they believe in their country.